I'm Michael Banofsky, and this is the 2013 Buick Encore. It's the first compact crossover from Buick and is essentially a Chevrolet Trax that's been dressed up for a night on the town. This is a base Encore convenience model, the lowest of 3 trim levels. The other 2 are called Leather and, imaginatively, Premium. All-wheel drive is an option across the lineup, and this one didn't have it. In all honesty, I picked this particular Encore because of its ice blue paint, which looks really lovely and sets off the chrome accents very well. Designers tried to add Buick styling cues, as they call them, the waterfall grille up front and the hood portholes. The grille is nice, but the portholes aren't even holes and look to me more like chrome pimples. The interior is a mix of black pleather and black cloth. The cloth looks great, and I'm a fan of the wavy pattern. Leather seating surfaces are optional, but I'm a fan of the cloth. You can get heated seats, but not on the base model. That's a big oversight and should be made standard. Materials are okay quality, but stitching on the vinyl door trim just feels forced. The sculpted wood veneer is nice, and molds from the doors into the dashboard. Unfortunately, though, on this one the door and dash didn't really line up. At night, though, you wouldn't notice that, which is good because the ice blue lighting and the glowing light accents look really good. There is a glove box and a second upper glove box, both have lots of room. To the left of the driver, Buick has put a bin that they say is perfect for a smartphone, but really your phone shouldn't be anywhere near you when you're driving, and it's not even padded, so if you go over a bump, you'll hear the phone rattling around. The back seats are fine for me. I'm 6'1" and had no complaints, but obviously wouldn't want to spend my entire day back there. Encore has 3 folding seats. The rear seats, which flip up then down, aren't as clever as something you'd find in a Honda and just feel flimsy and awkward. The front passenger seat also folds flat and is covered in plastic so you don't wreck the upholstery. So I mentioned buttons. Well, Buick is all about the buttons over its Chevy Trax cousin. Because even though the hardware between makes is essentially the same, the Chevy is a touchscreen and the Buick isn't. This is fine in theory, but maybe with 50% fewer buttons. Because when you're driving, it's hard to pick one small black button with white letters over another. It's just button overload. That said, I found pairing my phone with Bluetooth easy. Even on this base car, you can stream audio from your phone, but sometimes it didn't show the album, artist, and track. In the US, though, a backup camera is standard on all Encores, but in Canada, you have to go to the mid-level trim to get it. The biggest thing the Encore has going for it is what Buick calls quiet tuning. Essentially, they stuffed installation, added sound deadening materials, and installed laminated glass in order to reduce the noise when you're driving. Also different is a standard Bose active noise cancelling system, sort of like you'd find on a set of headphones. The Encore is quiet, but it has to be worked hard to get going, so the noise cancellation is needed. Up front, you get a 1.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder Ecotec engine with 138 horsepower and 148 pounds-feet of torque. The only transmission is a 6-speed automatic with gear-up-down buttons on the shifter. It's adequate power, but lugs a bit from lights. With every seat full, I'd probably say it's a 4-letter word that starts with S and ends with W. Buick says the Encore will do fuel economy from just over 8 liters per 100 city and 6 liters per 100 highway for the front drive model, slightly worse for all-wheel drive. I saw just over 9 liters per 100 in my mixed driving. By design, the Encore is small, which does work against it in some ways. A longer space between the wheels would help soften bumps. But as short as it is, I noticed it sort of porpoises over very rough pavement and speed bumps. So it has a quiet interior, but a rough ride for a Buick. I'd almost rather a louder interior and a softer ride. This Encore is a front-wheel drive convenience package base model and stickers for just under $27,000. All-wheel drive is about a $2,000 option. If you go fully loaded, so navigation and sunroof are still each $1,000 options. The Encore Premium with all-wheel drive will cost you $37,000 Canadian, which is a lot any way you slice it. Unless you love the quiet tuning and can feel a huge difference, I'd just go with the Chevy Trax. Other models to consider are the Kia Sportage SX, Hyundai Tucson Limited, Honda CR-V, Volkswagen Tiguan, and Subaru Forester. Each offer a few things that are just a little bit better than what you'd find in the Encore. In my mind, the Encore is a solid 6 out of 10 car, where the advantages of being small, unfortunately, end up compromising the things I'd look for in a Buick.